Hello, and welcome to the Footballers Fixable Alright podcast. I'm James, and we've got the team back together again. Ces, the Calamity, how are you?
Calamity?
Yeah,
I'm the Rock, the Bedrock. Peter, what was he? The Rock where the house was built or whatever? That's me.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's you, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, and we've got the delusional Dan. How are you,
Hello.
Dan?
I'm well, thank you very much. Little bit sore listening to the episode last week, guys. Apologies I wasn't...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apologies I wasn't around. Apologies I was not well. But I really took a beating that episode, so I'm pleased to be back to stick up for myself a little bit.
Beating? I don't know. Nothing.
James has just stopped crying, I think. Yeah.
I took the beating of Cess's wrath. Wait, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? But Cess's angry eyes, the whole episode, were on me, Dan, because you were off pretending to be ill. I had to take all of that.
I see.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you choose Gabriel over the...
Oh.
If I said to you, choose the best Premier League defenders of all time, you wouldn't choose Gabriel.
No.
I did enjoy it.
Be in your top 5.
No, probably not. I told you, I didn't mean it.
I should have challenged it a bit more, but I quite enjoyed it. I loved the fact that he went, so we're definitely going to have either Tony Adams or Sol Campbell. Like, okay. Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Neither of those two then.
We're 2 episodes on from that, and I still can't get any sleep because of... Well, from what I said, that's punishment enough. And then you two keep reminding me of it every 5 minutes, what I said.
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
That's stupid.
Little anecdote. What it reminds me of is when I was younger, I used to get Sub of the Day quite a bit when it was actually cheap, right? And I used to, after Sub of the Day stopped, I carried on going to Subway, and I always had an Italian BMT, always. And every single time I went to Subway, I thought, I'm gonna get something different. I'm gonna get something different, and I'd get there and just freeze and just panic and just went Italian BMT. And I feel like that's exactly what you did with Gabriel. I feel like you were trying to be clever,
panicked.
and then you panicked, and your brain just defaulted to Gabriel. Like that's the only word you could come up with at the time.
Yeah, but that's under the assumption that Gabriel was always there. Gabriel was never there.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
Adams and Campbell were always there.
Yeah.
And he just went against them.
Speaking about Sub of the Day, that's Kobe Mainu these days, isn't it?
Hey!
Oh, God.
Right.
Got
that one in there.
Congratulations.
Guys, can I bring in an off the post?
Oh, yeah,
you
good
must.
idea.
Right, this week's off the post, guys. I'm absolutely furious, right, because of what happened. So last week we had the Arsenal-Man City game. There was a 1-1, and Arsenal got slaughtered for, well, we'll get into that later in this episode. But under the comments underneath Gary Neville's podcast, right, so the first comment I thought I'd highlight is, Arteta stops at red lights in GTA. Which, that's quite clever.
Yeah.
And then a reply to that comment, actually underneath that same comment, replying to it was, paint watches Arsenal dry. Which,
awesome.
There are no positives with Arsenal. You must be an Arsenal rivalry, Man United supporter. It was just constant. And I'm going to end on this one, right? This is kind of summing it up, really. And that is the idea that, exactly, it looks as though there's an agenda to criticise virtually everything Arsenal does. Whether they win, lose, draw, suffer unprecedented injuries, you name it, you guys will try and find something to criticise Arteta. And that was the only honest comment across the whole lot. So I had to get that off my chest.
Do you know what I liked? There was a real narrative there of like, we started nice and humorous, and then the rage just slowly built and built and built. That was felt real natural. Yeah.
Do you mean the rage from me?
Real tension there, James. Yeah.
I'm still, I've not had a good week. I'm recovering from an illness, Dan, as well, actually. And to have that and this backdrop of Arteta is holding Arsenal back and he's got to let the handbrake off and he's got to do that. And the media agenda. Did you guys see it last week?
So you don't like the truth, is what you're saying?
I want the truth. What was that phrase from that
you
film?
Can't handle
you can't handle the truth. That one. Yeah. So, can I take you guys back a year? Oh, I sound like the Joker now.
Do we have to?
And last year, Arsenal were away at Man City quite early in the season and had a player sent off. We were 2-1 up, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And we had to go in the second half with 10 men, all out defence against Man City. At the Etihad, by the way. Man City, really good side, previously champions the year before that. Mm-hmm. So we defend for the
You predominantly defended?
We predominantly for the majority of the second half. And in the end, Man City snatch a draw. And no criticism, by the way, of the Man City players celebrating. It was all Arsenal, defensive. Well, of course we're defending. We're a man down away to the champions and all this kind of thing. And that was all the media was on at the time. And do you remember, we did our dark arts episode following that, Ces? Mm-hmm. About how Arsenal are using the dark arts to time waste and trying to... This happened, Man City all-out defence against Arsenal. And we got literal facts here that it's the lowest percentage possession that Pep has ever had in his career or something like that. But the media don't hang on that. Well, there's two things, basically, in the follow-up to last weekend, was that the reporter planted the seed straight away when he was interviewing Pep, saying... You played Thursday night. Is that long enough to rest for this game? Are you going to be ready for it? And was that the reason why you got that result? Why you had to defend? Or just planting it there because that's what the media want to hang it on. That Man City have been disadvantaged, and then the rest of the kind of backdrop of it was Gary Neville saying, "Oh, I haven't seen Pep play like that. It was really interesting." And I quote, "I enjoyed it." So that's not what they were saying to Arsenal a year ago when they had to do the same thing. And I think what I need to do is educate you guys and the rest of the football world on how genius Arteta is.
Wow.
And how he's revolutionised
Nice.
The Premier League for this season.
I want to bring you back on this point that you said about Gary Neville.
Right.
Because I agree with him. Because I liked seeing Pep having to change his style to basically have to... I don't know, he basically had to change it to stand what's going on at the moment. He's not the dominant team. He's not the dominant manager, not the dominant style, not the dominant players. So he had to change his style in order to cope with the team that he was playing against.
Amazingness of Arsenal, yes.
Yes, because I think Arsenal, and a lot of people I've heard say, Arsenal has the best squad in the league this season, better than Liverpool. And a lot of people have said that Arsenal, in the last couple of years, probably should have been the winners. It's just that Liverpool happen to somehow win games every time, apart from this week. But yeah. I like the idea because what Neville's saying is that Pep, who hasn't got the best team, hasn't even got the third best team in the league at the moment, had to change to become a more defensive team. If Arsenal chose to be the defensive team, like against Man City, not necessarily just that game where he went one man down, but he's been defensive against City in other seasons, they were meant to be going for the title then. In which case, if you're going to kind of put your belly up and go defensive against Man City, I would say, Arsenal should be criticised. Whereas City going defensive against Arsenal now, when City are struggling to get into the top four, I would say that's fair enough.
Well, are you sort of saying that this is the best of Man City we've seen now? They're off their perch, if you like. So Pep is now kind of accepting that his team
for
the
the time being, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best that we've seen. We've seen Fergie's United kind of go up and down. And
irrespective of like City, like let's just talk about Arsenal for a minute. Like I know you're using City as a comparison, and because of what people have said, but if you just focus on Arsenal, like if you are really looking to be title contenders, you have to be accountable to a different standard of the team that you've had in the past, because in the last few years achieving second numerous times is an achievement for Arteta, and I think nobody can doubt that. And I think even Neville in that podcast that he says you can't doubt what Arteta's done, and he's done great things with Arsenal, and the achievement is great, but you need to win a title if you're going to be remembered, I think is what he said. And in that context, if you want to be winning the title, you do have to be held to a different standard. And that's, you need to be dominating games. You need to be sort of winning games against these teams, when Leicester won the title, they didn't go defensive. They went all out attack basically every game, even against the top teams. Exactly that.
Well, this is the agenda of the media, something which is just shining through for me. Because Arteta, if you look with unbiased eyes, right, which is impossible.
Like mine.
I was just about to say it's impossible, but I don't know.
I am impossible. You're right. Thanks, James. It's like Thanos. I am impossible.
I am inevitable.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Okay. I've forgotten what I was going to say now. But yeah, if you're able to somehow, and people think, oh, I'm not being biased, but that's not how bias works. And we fixed bias in the past. That's not how it works. We're always biased, but it's trying to acknowledge your own biases so that you can see things a bit more clearly, right?
Yeah.
And if you do that, people who actually don't have an agenda against Arsenal, because most of the criticism I'm seeing, a lot of those comments earlier on and off the post, are from rival fans, and they like to laugh at Arsenal. It's funny, second place, ha ha ha, all that kind of stuff. And the media know that, so they want to build that agenda. Arsenal too defensive. Arsenal were amazing in that game in terms of how they managed Man City, kept them penned in, the pressing, the control of the possession. And Man City had to basically defend in their own box. And it's so difficult to break a team down during that sort of... I mean, you can play against Burnley, dropped all the way back and struggle to win. Man United know what that's about. So, in terms of... It's very difficult. If you're going to be that defensive, it's going to... it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and Ten Hag...
Don't even make me bring up Ten Hag.
Yeah, but I still think that you mentioned the point about trying to look at it with an unbiased view. The problem is you are looking at it through your Arsenal lenses. Because if you think about Liverpool... Liverpool won the league last season comfortably, and they are top this season, and they only lost the sixth game, wasn't it? They won the first 5 games. But,
somehow, yep.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm going to say. They have somehow managed to win those games. Somehow. And almost all of those games, pretty much everyone has said they really shouldn't have won that game. They could have drawn that. They could have lost this one. How are they doing this? The defence is terrible. The midfield is not great, playing great. Wirtz, he's been terrible.
007.
There's so much negativity around Liverpool at the moment. So if you ask a Liverpool fan, I'm sure they'll go, the media agenda against Liverpool is just insane. They're expecting so much. Look how much Arsenal spent. Look how much Chelsea spent. City's always there. Why is it always there attacking Liverpool? So I would say you are looking at it through your biased eyes, because through my completely unbiased eyes, the impossible eyes, as you described.
Yeah.
The way I see it is that I think it's perfectly fair what's being said. I don't think anything they've been saying is necessarily untrue. There may be a lot of it, but that's because Arsenal has one of the biggest fan bases.
And it's going to sell. You're going to get clickbait, it's going to spread.
Not many people are going to be talking about Everton at the moment, because Everton, we don't have the biggest fan base, and it's not going to sell too many headlines. That's my point exactly. People get bored with Everton, and I agree with it.
Everton, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's my unbiasedness, see? That's what I'm able to achieve with my... what was it you called me? The impossible.
Yeah, Mr. Impossible. Yeah.
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 The superhero, Mr. Impossible. Well, okay. Well, can I build a case then, gentlemen? Can I build a case of how Arsenal and under Arteta has revolutionised the Premier League?
Oh my God. And so this is with your unbiased eyes,
with my unbiased eyes. And I'm going to prove that by published work. So rather than just the views of fans. So we're seeing an increase now, right? Mm-hmm. So there's various articles that have come out in recent weeks, after recent game weeks, studying the change. It happens all the time. Opta bring out loads of stats and things like what's going on in the Premier League matches and that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of articles now written saying, and this is the title of one, long balls and throw-ins. Is Premier League becoming more direct? And if you go through that article, this is on the Premier League website, you can go and see all the key kind of findings in the first weeks of the new season. And they've kind of summarised this. It's a large document, but they've summarised it under these key things. This is what we spotted so far. Passing is at a 15-year low. So passing along the floor to build up play, that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Teams becoming more patient. Teams passing less to get the ball forward quicker. So that's the idea. More teams going long. High turnovers are falling. Set piece goals increasing. Arteta got a lot of criticism for set piece goals, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Now suddenly we're seeing a huge resurgence of set piece goals, right? Long goal kicks on the rise.
Arteta is successfully reducing the Premier League to a championship level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to say he's revolutionising it like it's something totally new when he's literally just regurgitating Tony Pulis tactics from however many years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's not revolutionary, is it? If anything, it's going backwards.
That's true, yeah. So basically, Tony Pulis has revolutionised it, and Arteta's just bringing it back.
Exactly, just like Preston North End with the Invincibles.
Yeah, that's true. And then Arsenal want to rewrite history, don't they? That's exactly what they're doing. They just keep rewriting history and then claiming it's their own. So in a way, you could say that it's revolutionary, but that's only really because they're writing the history books.
You know what? I think you guys are right.
Yeah.
I think what I should have said is it's not revolutionary, it's a renaissance. What Mikel Arteta has done is he's ignited a renaissance. And what we're seeing in the Premier League, the percentage of set-piece goals as a total of all goals is now increased up to 25%. So 25% of goals scored in these early game weeks so far, which is higher than any season dating back to at least 2016-17. It's higher than every single season going back as a percentage. We are seeing more and more set-piece goals.
Mikel Arteta, the first manager in the history of any footballing league to revolutionise it without winning it.
I was going to say, basically all the other teams are going, you know what we need to do? We need to start playing like this club that don't win.
Year.
Yeah. How do we play like that club that doesn't win anything?
Yeah.
Instead of the clubs that do win. Yeah.
And this is the thing. I think what it is...
At the beginning of this year, I want to finish second this year. That's what I really want to do. Just like Arteta.
What I think it is it's a recognition that Arteta and Arteta's Arsenal have been the best side, the toughest side to beat. Liverpool fluked it last year. We all know that. So
they fluked it last year.
They were lucky. Arsenal should have won the league. Probably at least 2 out of the last 3 seasons, if not all 3, right? And I've got another stat. Long throws, which Arsenal are criticised for. Now we're at 3.44 decimal, which is the highest proportion per match this is, dating back for the last 6 seasons.
What's the 3.44?
So per match, how many long throws into the box there are on average.
Oh, I see. So that's another Tony Pulis thing, isn't it?
So
that's the Stoke way of playing.
Roy Delap's magic.
Yeah.
So again, it's a renaissance, like I say. So in 2020, 2021, it was 0.89 per match, and it's gradually increased from 1.27 to 1.52, and now this season, 3.44 per match into the box. And we saw another load this weekend.
Some more stats. So everyone knows how phenomenally well Man United are doing, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows, obviously, we're insanely successful. Did you know that we actually have the highest XG in chance creation in the league? Therefore, we must be one of the best attacking teams in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Amarim's revolutionising... the way that Premier League teams attack.
And all the other teams will be looking at Amarim's style and going, you know what we should do? We should play like the team that aren't winning anything.
Yeah. We really want that XG in chance creation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. Let's not look at Liverpool. Let's not look at City when they keep winning stuff. No, let's go with Arsenal. Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I'll end on this then. I've put my case forward. And I'll just kind of, like in a court of law, the lawyer gets to put a nice little summary there to summarise it all up. So Pep Guardiola was asked about Arsenal following the game, and he said, we couldn't get out, we had to play that way. And the admittance, yeah,
that's a word. Yeah.
That Arsenal were this superior side, that you've absolutely dominated us in these different phases of play, is credit to this guy. The apprentice is now overtaken the master. And they're able to put his team on the back foot like that.
So this is still the idea to say that Arteta's a genius?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go. The genius, which everyone thinks Pep is admitting that Arsenal are the better team.
Yeah, I mean, Pep's still won a lot more in the time that Arteta's been at Arsenal, though.
So, should we get to the fixes then, gentlemen, after the break? I think it's time we got into a half-time head-scratcher.
It's the halftime head scratcher. Football stadium names come in myriad and exotic forms. Some are also rubbish. I mean, the Emirates. One of the best names is Rodney Parade. But which side plays their home matches there? Find out soon. Hello, I asked you before the break, who plays their home games at Rodney Parade? Now that would be Newport County. If you don't like the question, there's no need to get chopsy. That's a Welsh thing.
Thanks, Coops. Another good one. Oh, he is good at this, isn't he?
He's not bad at all. No.
Speaking of geniuses, we're fixing Arteta today, aren't we? We're fixing the perception of Arteta, because he is a genius. So what we need is in terms
the Everton legend.
Yeah. So we're going to be getting onto that shortly, but as we need a bit of logic, don't we? Do you think?
Yeah. Speaking of geniuses again,
the impossible.
Yeah.
Let's get into.
We need something in this episode to make sense.
Here's sense and non-sensibility.
"90 minutes. We're all aware of this. Every football game has 90 minutes. Has anyone ever noticed how ridiculous 90 minutes is? Why isn't it 100 minutes? It's just so close to 100 minutes. What's the point in making it 90? That means you have 45 minutes each side. Why 45? Why not 50? 45 sounds just ridiculous. If you look at rugby, it's 80 minutes. 80 is sufficiently far enough away from 100 so you don't have to worry about it. It's 80, and then it's 40 minutes either side. That's fine. 40 is sufficiently far enough away from 50 or 60. That's fine. But 45 each way, 90 minutes, where does that come from? And if you think there must have been a reason when they first brought it in, and then, since then it's tradition. But that's not a meaningful reason to keep something. Slavery was a tradition. What's the point in that? I would say we need to change it to 100. 100 minutes, we get extra football then, and we don't have to have these silly stoppage time things. I've always said before, just stop the clock so that you can just tell us someone rolling on the floor, you can do what you want, it's your time we're wasting, just treat them like children and make it 100. That's my sense and non-sensibility.
Wow. What do you think of that, Dan? Does that make sense? Tradition. We like traditions, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's to be fair, like you end up doing pretty much 100 minutes anyway with added time and stuff now anyway, don't you? So,
you end up doing that, but then it looks nice when it says 100 when you have like 10 added minutes.
Yeah, it does.
But it says 90 and 10. It's just it's not 100, is it?
90 is a weird.
Very European.
You don't in the Olympics. You don't watch the 90 meter.
Very metric.
Yeah, you don't watch the 90 meter race, do you?
Yeah.
It's the 100 meter.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. But I mean, this is the thing. This logic segment we've kindly been able to get from Ces every episode now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of making us question those things like, oh yeah, why is that? The things that we take for granted, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it. So there's another one. I would say thanks, but you guys are my enemy today because I'm defending Mikel Arteta being a genius.
I can't believe you even brought it up.
He is a genius, right? And what the Premier League is doing is proof that they're seeing Arsenal as this effective machine and they want to copy it. And those stats I gave you in the other half of the episode have proven that.
Well, I would say in the tradition of tradition, as we call it.
Right. Which you don't like, by the way.
Which I don't like, yeah. but this one's fine. I would say then, your whole idea of the Renaissance firstly proves that he's not a genius because it's happened before. He's bringing it back. I would agree with that. He's probably bringing it back. But these are things that every team wants to kind of have an edge on. That's why Stoke, they couldn't really play it on the ground, so they thought, let's just lob it in any way we can into the box and we'll just have someone head the ball in. That's basically what Arteta's doing now because they're doing what they can, trying to get the edge, trying to get a free kick somewhere nearby, trying to get a throw in nearby. Do you know what that is? That's rugby.
Oh, God.
That is rugby. Have you seen the number of times, even from a kickoff, they kick off and then they kick it into the in the opposition's corner area near the penalty box, and so they have to take a throw in. Yeah. That's rugby.
Is it?
Yeah, that's exactly rugby. You're gaining territory. You kick it near the 22-yard line, and then all of a sudden the team is hemmed into near their try line. That's rugby.
Well, that can still be genius. So Arsenal did that thing at kick-off at Anfield for the Arsenal-Liverpool game before the international break. Did exactly that from the centre, right?
Yeah.
And if you're taking things from different parts to merge it together, it's known as synthesis, right? Mm-hmm. That is a form of top high-level thinking.
I agree.
Because I agree with that. Genius.
No, so the reason why I brought this up is because, yes, you're right. He's bringing all these things together. Can you call it genius when he's not actually succeeding? Because even with all of that, even with, I would say, the best squad, most people have said they've got the best squad, with almost the most money spent, basically, in the time that Arteta's been around. Even with all of that, they're still not winning.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if Arsenal win the league this season, Arteta's a genius.
I wouldn't necessarily say he's a genius, but I think that's what he should have done in the last couple of seasons.
I think he would be. So I can't win either.
You can't say he's a genius just from one season.
Yeah. You can be a good manager without being a genius, can't you? Like, Also, let's take it a bit of context here, right? Okay. Let's go back to a time when Arsenal played good football. Okay? Let's go back to the Invincibles. Okay, let's go back to the Invincibles.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, no. Right, okay. So look, straight away, there we are. We've got his guard down there. So we're back to the Invincibles. Okay. Now you're going to go play Stoke. Okay, and Stoke are going to play exactly the same football that Arteta currently plays. How did you feel as an Arsenal fan having to play that? If you didn't get the result you wanted.
My. And then would you have looked at Stoke and went, you know what, that's genius?
Well, as Coops knows, I speak positively about Stoke all the time.
Right.
And
such nonsense. It's such a lie.
If you can come up with an effective, as they say in football, solution to the problems presented by the opposition, right? I mean, that's brilliant. That didn't happen during the Invincible year, because obviously even that wasn't good enough. But if you could do that, Sess and I were chatting off air in the green room about the Chelsea side under Mourinho that first season. That was a system designed to stop the teams that were better than them from playing, to make it really physical, the ball's in the air a lot, lots more direct, that kind of thing, long throws and that kind of stuff. And it worked. He won the league that season. And that is a form of genius, isn't it? To solve a problem so great. That's a form of genius too, right?
I think you're throwing the word genius around willy-nilly just from winning the league once.
This is true.
I know Mourinho won it twice, but just saying if you win the league, you're a genius. I think that's going a bit... I mean, I would say Ranieri wasn't a genius just because he won the league.
I was just about to say Ranieri.
I think to be able to...
I got there first.
I just think being able to solve the problems like that in such creative ways is a form of genius.
So what problems has he been able to solve? Because he hasn't won the league yet.
But that's the thing, and I will be proven right, as you know. So when and then I will accept your apologies if you like. Right. I'll accept them now if you like.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm not having it that every manager that wins the league is a genius.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? At the moment, I think was it Arteta's been there 6 seasons? I can't remember. 6 seasons, and he hasn't. He's won 1 FA Cup in the first season, and then he hasn't won the league.
Yeah.
But then as soon as he wins one, that means he's a genius now. I would say it's actually the longer he goes, the less of a genius he is. Because he's been given so much more each time, so much time that a lot of other managers don't get. And yet, finally, when he wins one, you can't call him a genius, I would say.
I think it's just... I'm not saying... And this is the thing. You both, as usual, have taken my words and twisted them. So I'm not saying if you win the league, I'm not saying every manager's a genius for winning the league. What Arteta did when he came in...
Specifically an Arsenal managers.
When Arteta came to Arsenal, how he transformed the club to get us competing against the juggernauts and the money spent like Man City and Chelsea and all that kind of stuff to get us back up there in the Champions League, competing 3 times second in a row against all these juggernauts, like I said. That's amazing. And I think he's shown genius because of that, and his tactical ability to adapt on the pitch to be able to secure those positions has been phenomenal.
I agree. Spending more than Liverpool, Chelsea, United and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Liverpool spent more than Arsenal in this window. But anyway.
Just in this window, not the last 6 years.
I don't think anyone's saying that Arteta hasn't done a good job. I think we can all quite rightly say he's done a good job.
Yeah.
But I think to say he's a genius is just too far. From your own history, would you put Arteta on the same level as Arsene Wenger?
Well, it depends what we're judging it on. He's had to...
No,
Arsene Wenger...
question.
No, but...
Answer the question.
But that's a very... You're sounding like Jim White from Talk, whatever it's called. And that's a leading question.
Isn't it true?
Isn't it true? It's a leading question. Arsene Wenger inherited an Arsenal side that were not in the terrible position that Arteta inherited the Arsenal side. Arteta's had to... show such a breadth of tactical awareness and knowledge to build a team over time that is now competing. Initially, he inherited players that did not play his style, and he had to go to a back five. Something that Ten Hag didn't do, by the way. Didn't show that he could adapt, and something that Amorim's not doing.
Ten Hag did win more trophies. Ten Hag won more trophies in 2 years.
Ten Hag is a genius.
And Arteta's been there 6 years, so Ten Hag must be a genius.
Yeah, he must be a genius. So. Yeah, under the actual parameters that James has put in, he's actually had to admit now that Ten Hag is a genius. And Arteta isn't yet
James
a genius.
Thinks James, I can't believe you think Ten Hag's a genius. I didn't rate him that much.
No, but neither of us.
Genius,
neither of us thought he was a genius, but James thinks Ten Hag's a genius.
Okay, so
interesting.
I just think if Arsenal do win the league now, Arteta will be proven right that everything he's had to do to build this against the odds. It's like when Klopp was able to beat Man City with not as the same resources that Man City was spending. That was incredible. And I think if Arteta does that, gets Arsenal over the line, that will be a proven genius moment.
But hasn't over the last 5 years, Arsenal has spent more than City.
So the last thing I will say on this, and it's my fix. This is my ultimate fix, and I don't blame you.
Is this fixing your argument that Arteta is a genius?
So it's fix it. So Arteta is a genius, and what we need to fix is everybody's perception.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, and I don't blame you because it's the media.
The
media, and it's propaganda. You've fallen for it, and I forgive you. But you two have fallen for the propaganda from the media. For example, in this last week, another article that came out from the BBC has modern football adopted the Allardyce playbook. Sam Allardyce. They're giving credit to Sam Allardyce, not Arteta, for how he was criticised for playing this way. Now the whole league's doing it and all of that, right? The media does not like Arteta, and it likes to have those little digs. He's a little pretender and all this kind of stuff. And I don't blame you two for falling for that. But when it comes to the end of the season and Arsenal win the league, I will accept your apologies, and we'll live happily ever after, won't we?
So just to make sure I understand, you're saying he's not a genius yet, but when he wins the league this season, you will be proven right that he is now a genius. Is that right?
No, he is a genius now, but he will be recognised as so when he finally wins the league.
Right, okay. I'm so sorry. I thought you were saying that he's not a genius yet. Now I realise you are completely wrong. Oh. Yeah, I'm so sorry that I misunderstood what you were saying.
What if he doesn't win the league this year? What then?
Then he'll get another chance the season after. Maybe he'll be a genius again.
Yeah, because he's a genius.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's going to either win the Premier League or the Champions League, probably both. But if he wins one of them, I'll stand by that.
He's really wanting that seat at the AFTV, isn't he? Like, he's thinking, if I sound stupid enough like them, then maybe they'll allow me in.
Everybody laughed at
Christopher
Columbus when he said the world was round.
Yeah, even though he never did.
Even though he never said that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And he never actually made it to America.
Everyone criticised Pattinson when he became Bruce Wayne in Batman, but he ended up being amazing. Christian Bale, everyone criticised. Heath Ledger for the Joker, and it became one of the greatest performances in modern cinema history. Yeah,
but then Heath Ledger didn't get 6 goes at being a Joker to finally get it right, did he?
So I think we've cleared that one up there, and I think it's time we got into some fantasy football chat, gents. What do you reckon?
That's a good idea, yeah.
And I must give a shout out to last week's table topper for the second week running. It's Stay Humble FC with Tom Lakeman. Well done again, Tom. 335 points already, only 5 games in by that point, so not bad at all.
Yeah, I think I'm way behind that.
Yeah, and that's going into this weekend, which actually I think I'm catching up to that because I triple captain Haaland.
I think you've probably got just as many points from Haaland as I have for my entire team, probably.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because he had 2 goals and an assist. So, yeah. So if you want to join our league, guys, you can. Show off your ball knowledge. You can see if you're a true genius as well. And the entry code for the league is SD4GZV. And yeah, you can show us if you're the true genius of fantasy football. Well, there we are, guys. So I think that was quite an important one today. I think I had to get that off my chest, you know?
Yeah, and I think we quite rightly fixed your way of thinking to show that he's not a genius.
I just want to see the media give fair representation. You know, it's so
They,
unbalanced.
they will if you take those glasses off and then have a look at the
Yeah.
through my impossible eyes. If you see the world,
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just need to get some impossible eyes.
yeah,
Yes, that will help everything.
yeah.
Well, there we are. Just one thing to end on, actually. How are United doing, Dan?
Well, superbly well.
Sorry, we haven't got any
yep,
more time for that. So have a great week, everyone.
Yep.
And no, I'm joking. Dan, did you want to say anything? Or
Yeah, we're doing terribly, but let's wait until the end of the season when Amorim can prove he's a true genius, just like Arteta.
Well, there we are. Really insightful episode this week, guys. Thanks very much. And have a great week, everyone. It's goodbye from me.
So goodbye from me.
That's goodbye from me.